Hey everyone, your girl is here. So it is now like, I'm sorry, 9:30 approximately, like 9:21. It's been a really, really good night since I came home. So I went ahead and obviously I had some popcorn and then I had some, of, a creamsicle. So I had creamsicles and some popcorn. And then obviously I cleared out a lot of stuff on my phone too. I still had so many videos and such from, even this summer. Like I still had my sunflower videos, but I went ahead and just screenshotted everything that I might need or want for later, or to make a collage out of even. So I went ahead and did that. And speaking of, entering, the national park at like 8:30 in the morning, that is probably the time that I could honestly be in uh, at the North Carolina line, probably, honestly. And I say that because I forgot that I had gotten off at like exit like 100. It was pretty much 100, guys, because I remember it said like Roanoke Springs. Remember? It was Roanoke Springs, different than Roanoke. No, Roanoke Springs is in North Carolina. Roanoke itself is in Virginia. But anyhow, it said only like 90 some miles. And I remember I got off then. But then, once you get off, I was driving around. But I wanted, so in the time that I'm going east and west, I would have just continued to go south. So really, guys, I'm pretty sure, guys, I could probably very pushing it, but I might even be able to make it to like a quarter of the way down Georgia. So that was crazy. Um, yeah, and then obviously I did just, you know, listen to a little bit of music, and I decided to check the location one as well. I haven't checked her Instagram in a while. Obviously she was, rather talkative, right? Back in at the start of the month. So I was like, well, maybe she posted something, and yes, she did, guys, again. And she looked so much happier, which I'm very happy to see. And it was crazy. It was literally right as I was leaving for work. Well, actually, right as I started work. She probably posted it. It was crazy because it says 7 hours ago, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I've been home about 7 hours, or about 2 hours now. So crazy. There's two and two again. Crazy. But yeah, she definitely looks a lot happier. Her sister turned 21, so that's a freaking amazing birthday. Obviously, you guys know my grandma's birthday is December 23rd, so she has hers right before Christmas. So there's certain, birthdays that are much, more like, oh my god, no way, I never knew. So yeah, she looks so happy though. I don't, I'll just include one. It'll be like, because I am obviously creating that video this year. Well, this coming up year in 3 hours. In 2026, obviously. I have my final standout video, but I'll just post one now for you guys because holy cow, guys, she looks so happy. I was very happy to see her that happy. So, yeah. And then, tomorrow, depending on the time, this is already New Year's vlog anyhow, but today, you guys will see, again, I'm talking like I'm actually in the future. Let's just try to talk like we're talking right now, guys. So maybe tomorrow, whenever I'm officially making the rest of this vlog, which you guys are seeing at the end of this video, hopefully my gram, lets me take her car somewhere where I can park at the base. I can park at the base, or park not on a old login mountain road, and then I can do my video like that with you guys. So, yeah, it'll definitely be a really, really, really good night, guys. So, I'm definitely going to go ahead and get going, and I'll talk to everyone later. I just wanted to come on and just make a really, fun and exciting uh, corrections from earlier, and just give you guys an update with my packages and obviously the smile. And I was so happy to see her that happy. So anyhow, guys, yeah, I mean, she definitely looks much better. Obviously the past 3 times, it's been a little bit off, right, with the GER, right, and then, there just wasn't much. But then I was like, and I like looked right into her eyes, and I was like, yeah, there it is. She's definitely very happy again. So, anyhow, guys, I'll talk to everyone later. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So obviously you guys know my accounts are linked. So I'm going to go ahead and obviously do what I did at my push-up video. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but do that with this, with the eye contact, and just kind of see. Because that's obviously what I did. Yeah, guys, she's definitely much happier. You can really tell. I know, it's weird doing the... Yeah, you guys can definitely tell I'm much happier. Alright, guys, enough. That is a little bit weird to be doing it that long. I did actually, speaking of that, well, actually, never mind, I can just cut out this parts and speed it up like I was talking about, and like I did, because I only talked for 25 seconds, I had to speed up both of those videos themselves down to 25 seconds. But speaking of that, and I never shared, I did actually read something about that, and it's, super long eye contact means that it can be a sign of aggression, and then very short eye contact can also, mean that there's some kind of, like, hesitancy. And then I was like, okay, so I'm trying to think of the best way to describe, the eye contact that we had. And it was, so in essence, you guys obviously know my pink thermos thing that I have. So imagine, one of those water bottles that you flip with your thumb, because it always has a straw in it all the time. That doesn't have a straw in it all the time. But I remember the one time I had just put like a pan or something underneath the table, and I had said something to her, and it was literally like eye contact long enough in the time that she flipped the water bottle, and then she put it up to her lips, obviously, that's what you do when you drink, and then it was just long enough for her to like take a drink and then say yes. Or something. I forget exactly what I had said to her or what I was even asking her, but yes, it was literally that long. So that's what I mean by like locking eyes and eye contact. So it was something around the lines of that, which is actually fits everything in great detail. But, I have to still read that article. I just read the brief synopsis of it. It was one night whenever it took me a while longer to fall asleep, so obviously I had, decided to try to find something to read. And usually when that stuff comes up, and I have some other stuff that I want to research or look up, I obviously, just save that tab for another time. And I shared that before. That's how I get big, long tabs, So, yeah, that's definitely how I get longer tabs, or so many tabs. But yeah, that was pretty much the length of it. So that definitely doesn't fit way too long eye contact, which obviously that was a little bit long, but, yeah, you guys get the point. That one's how long, whenever I said you know, we had eye contact with each other often, you know, whenever we were talking to each other and not treating each other like she's dirt under my feet and I'm dirt under her feet, right? So it's like, yeah, that's what I meant with the eye contact. It's just the normal, you know, amount of eye contact. And yeah, that's usually what we had. So yeah, I figured I'd share that. So I'll go ahead and read that article now and figure that out. And then I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hap- Not Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's Eve finale. Good night, guys. Hey everyone, your girl Liz here. Happy New Year. It is now 8:01 and it is now officially a brand new year and the start of a super lush life, guys. I went to bed last night extremely excited, but I still slept great, even more excited than usual, right? You guys obviously know my usual, right? Joy, smile, and all of that. But guys, this was like amplified. Like, I just know this year is the breakthrough year, and I know it. And I've known it since probably about Vlogmas Day 5 and 6. And you guys remember that. So, oh my god. Guys, I am so excited. So it's now 8 o'clock. I'll go ahead here and wake up, and then, oh my god, we're just gonna have the best day ever. Alright guys, talk to you guys soon. Everyone, your girl is here. It's now 9:34 on New Year's Day. Obviously, I just filmed myself waking up, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do a flashback of the video from last year, so goals that were set for 2025. Obviously, it's the very last day of 2024 for the whole entire 2025. So we're gonna go through that, and then we're gonna go over them and see how we did, and then we're gonna do a new set of goals. So here we go, guys. For Florida update and Spanish update. Now we can move on to my New Year's resolutions. So I do have, I did only miss my exercise goal 40 times this year, which is amazing. 40 times is 20 times less than missing last year. Obviously last year was really bad in July because of my collarbone fracture. So, you know, that wasn't that bad. So I also had 40. And then you guys will also see, I found a really cool article on like 10 traits of those who like light up the room and are just like so full of positive energy, like me. So obviously, you know, I want to also cut my, you know, that, for like relaxation, or like helping like get rid of allergies, and stuff like that. I do want to cut that down to, like 25, because this year it's been probably, I want to say around 30, I want to say. Obviously, you know, I forget about it a lot, so I don't really keep track of it. But I know it was like, obviously a couple times in October. And then, obviously when my penicillin was doing its job, like you have to take it every 6 hours. And I took my first dose, like official dose after the 2. It would have been like 1 o'clock in the morning. So during those 6 days, like I had a 6-day streak. Don't want any more 6-day streaks. So next year, my goal on that stuff is like 25 for, but again, I don't really even know if it was half, because there was 6 and then there was like 3 or 4 in. So maybe cut it down. Let's just say it was 10. Probably. Yeah, I can't. Oh no, there was a couple I think also in March. Was there, or April, or even May, when my allergies were starting. Or maybe it was in September too. I don't really remember, honestly. Like I said, I forget about it so often. But I also want to like keep that down by, like I said, 5 days. So we'll just say it was 15. How about that? We'll say it was 15, cut that down by 5. And then, yeah. So, yeah, because, oh, and then cut the streak
the biggest, longest streak down. So like 5 and 5, we'll say. But like, don't like, you know, have 2 or something. You know what? Yeah, you know what I'm getting at, guys. But anyhow, because like I just was like, well, I mean, I don't want to have like, yeah. So anyhow, guys, that was, like I said, a little bit of something that I would want to work on if anything does come up like that again, where I need to, you know. So anyhow, guys, that pretty much sums up my final video for 2024.
And your girl this year, so it's now officially time to let's go ahead and let's review those goals. So this year has been really, last year was really, really good. Despite my hand being broken, I only missed 17 of my steps and my goals, with my step goal. So you guys can see it says 18, but you guys gotta remember that, you know, remember how I said you can't use the average itch, right, as a way to say, well, I made those steps that day, right? So you can't also do yourself injustice as well, because if you clearly got the steps, but it was a watch malfunction, different than the average itch malfunction, if that is the case, then you know, end up getting it. So you add on, or you subtract a day from a day missed because you actually got it, and you end up at 17, guys. That is really, really, really good. So since I beat it by 3, this is gonna be pushing it, but I'm gonna try for only 14 this year. It is really a big bump, but I think I can get it. So 14 misses on my step count. That'll be crazy. Well, no, let's just do 15. 15, final answer, 15. So that was really, really good. And then, speaking of the streak, it was very, very, very close. And unfortunately, my phone, I still am so used to just hitting save and it saves the original copy. I don't think that 7 was in there, but it was obviously quite the, you know, happening, right, during the middle of August. So that was wild. So whether I did or didn't do 7, I don't know. I don't think I did, but the number above, but the only way to know would be to actually show just a little bit, like I did with the 1. Was it lesbi bad, or was it lesbia? Well, again, or did I just put that in there just because I knew that there was just a whole bunch, you know? But again, I don't directly say. That's not something that I directly share. You know, it's like, hey, what kind of... No, how about we don't have that conversation? So, yes, did I just put that in there? Or, you know, like I said with... I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep, right? If somebody actually... If I find the video name, I mean, do they actually like this? Or did they just put this on there to throw me a curveball? You know, because, again, that's not stuff that you just share with everyday people, right? Like Thomas, right? He doesn't just share the nitty gritty with really anybody, you know? So, yes, that is something for him and Lauren to know. But anyhow, guys, so, which one is it? Or is it none of them? Anyhow, guys, let's just stop talking about that. So, I don't honestly think that I had 7. My history itself doesn't go back. I could probably go back on my computer, honestly, and just go hog wild back to August, and I think that's what I'll do, honestly, before I give a definite, and I'll just post the pictures and the definite up here then, because I'm definitely going to have to go through and figure out what all that is. So I don't think that I broke that record because of the 7, so it was 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh no, there was 13 in there too, I think. I don't know. It's hard to see and make the video at the same time, and I didn't study this great detail and write it all down. But yeah, I think that I did break that goal. So we'll try for 5-day streak again for 2026 here. 5 days, not 6, you know, not a full fudge week, or what was that, 8 or 9, I think it was, back last year in 2024, or 2025 at the start when I obviously had to do my penicillin, or No, that was actually at the very end of the year. That was in December. So that was still pretty good, guys. You know, to have that. Let me think. And then my other goals. You know what? Why don't I just try to find that out right now, and I'll come back. Alright, guys. So, my phone does until October 3rd. Or even my computer goes only until October 3rd. So, see, I think that the one screenshot... No, I don't know. Anyhow, guys, we'll just call it a break in that. That was 6 days. Again, we're going down to 5. And then as far as meeting my goal of only 10, I did actually have 13, which is 2 less than last year, but it still didn't complete last year's goal. It's so weird doing the first day of the year and the last day of the year. So it still didn't complete last year's goal. I did obviously have a double strike back on December 4th or 5th. You guys could probably tell by the way I was obviously, you know, appeared, right? So I did have a double strike that night. I went once and then I went again. So that was not good. And then obviously I'll post the other days that I had the mistakes. So 13, so still didn't meet the goals on either of those. But obviously again, you know, it was better than last year, but still not to the goals. So for those, I'll probably go down to 12, you know, make it more realistic. And I had even said that last year, you know, 2 years ago, my bad, at the start of the video, as like, you know, it's pretty hard to not have at least 15 a year. So probably try to go down to 13, you know, match this year's. So 13 for wake ups or use that to help go to sleep and whatnot. So yeah, that was crazy. And then obviously you guys know that I beat my 5 pay for 5 people behind me, which I even added that a little bit and twisted it around a little bit for a 50% Lush Life, because obviously I gave people nice tips. So this year though, I do want to collect trash at certain parks. So we'll try to get at least 2 trash bags full of trash. I probably won't risk my life and do it along the interstate, but just certain things that I see, you know, I'll take care of. And that even includes Florida. Like, it doesn't have to be in Pennsylvania. It can literally be anywhere that I'm at. So if I go on a hike, you know, in Virginia again this year for a super Lush Life, or I choose somewhere else and I see trash, I can pick it up and, you know, take care of it, you know. So definitely want to pick up some trash this year. And then that'll kind of be like an extra, you know, curricular, you know. And then also I did do rather well with my goal of running. So obviously I didn't quite meet the goal. It was May, June, it was 3 months delayed, but I did get 5 miles and 6 miles by May. Obviously I didn't get to run in the Erie or Harrisburg half marathon, but you guys saw I did rather well. So that goal was broken, but it was 3 months late, or met, but it was 3 months late. So a 50% goal. What? Alright. Sorry guys, pardon the grammar interruption. So yes, I obviously did meet that running goal, but this year, I'll definitely try to meet one of those goals right off the bat, since this year has kind of been the year of break the New Year's resolutions by just the slightest, but still beat 2024's New Year's resolutions, or facts, I guess you would call it. So 2025's facts were breaking the resolutions, but they were still less than 2024. So this year then, I will try to meet, though, this goal, just because I have been doing so well keeping up. So I'll try for a 7 mile. No. I'm gonna try for an 8-mile, guys. Believe it or not, I'm gonna do an 8-mile by June. That's right, I just said that. Boom, by June. Which means as soon as I get home from the Pittsburgh Marathon, I'm gonna have to anchor down and just go all out until I get to 8 miles by June. So, yeah, we're gonna do 8 miles by June, guys. Not messing around at all. Not messing around at all. So, anyhow, guys, that goal has been set. And then both exercise goals have been set. Both of those goals have been set. And then obviously I added in pick up some trash, you know. And I might come up with something by the end of today. Something along the lines of like crafts or such, you know, and just put them, you know, somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something along those lines, but again, you have to do it by the end of today. So yeah, I'll come up with something by the end of today. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead here and get going, watch this video to some exercise, and then obviously do my leggings try on with you guys. So here we go. Happy New Year again.
Hey everyone, your girl is here. So coming to you guys today now, it's about 11:35, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try on my new outfits, and then I have on just this top as well, just because it'll go good with the orange and probably the purple too. Obviously, you guys know before, purple, orange, sometimes red, but mainly it's purple, orange, and yellow are my best colors that I look best in. So, alright guys, so we're officially here. Time for orange. My first official real orange one in quite some time, honestly. So, it's been quite some time since we've had an orange, so let me go try these on over here, obviously. Out of the line of you guys. Jeez guys, and there's still so much. Gosh, guys, this is just insane. Holy cow. I don't want to pull the booty snug and tight. So, yo, yikes, that is wild. Alright, guys, so. These ones are just, yeah, I mean, they're. Alright, so now, I don't have anything. Jeez, alright guys, so these are obviously not front seam, and you guys can tell. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, you guys can also see my pad is, I'm trying to think on how to show it, the best way to show it. Actually, let me actually do it. This is crazy, guys. But okay, so I'll just obviously blur all of that, but you guys can see the pad, obviously, then all the skin leading up to it. Yeah, so the pad obviously is off to the side, way too much than what it should be, so yeah. We'll just have to, yeah, you can't see it from this angle here,
can see other stuff though, so you gotta keep it up. But yeah, so yeah, you guys can definitely tell again they're not, you know, front seam, but they're still rather good. I like them. And then I guess we can check out the booty. What does it do? Yeah, it does kind of scrunch it a little bit. Yeah, so good thing I have on thongs underneath. So, it's freaking rolling. But yeah, I mean, that's really the only way, because you guys can see if you don't ride them right on, they do that. So, yeah, and it's a good thing I have on my pad today. So, yeah. You know, my liner, panty liner. I'm going to obviously need to change that here in probably just about an hour. So, anyhow, guys, let's move on to the purple one. Let's see how the purple ones look. Yeah, heck yeah, guys. And you guys can, oh look, they have the little flap like the flare ones do, but they're not officially flare. But yeah, this will be really cute. You guys can see nice new added pockets on both sides. Freaking amazing. None on these though, so definitely don't want to be wearing these, you know, during the runs. Maybe, just maybe, but probably not because, yeah. So, alright guys, let's go ahead and get these pink purple ones on. Why do I always call purple pink, guys? Jeez, I don't understand. Yeah, these ones are just like the green ones, so. And you would think, since people go out on Halloween, or like Halloween runs, you would think that they would, you know, put the orange ones with pockets. I mean, come on. Why would you not put the orange ones with pockets? Jeez, guys. Holy cow. So this is what it is so far. Jeez. This is crazy, guys. Alright. Whew. Alright, guys. Jeez, I think I finally got it. And obviously, they're not going to stay because of my stomach. So, that is obviously not a feature for me. But here they are, finally. Both leggings, or both pockets. And they're really deep pockets, too. Which is really nice. Heck yeah. So, nice little TLF. Nice little TLF apparel. And then just some nice seams here. Obviously no front seam, but I think that they were camel toe prevention. And you guys can obviously tell the difference. So, that means that when I do my runs with you, or my modesty pad versus no modesty pad for these, I'm gonna have to do like a modesty pad and built-in camel toe versus no modesty pad and, well, the normal, right, obviously daily liner. So obviously that one's it completely, but you guys get the point. So we'll have to do that whenever I do my, but I really like them. I mean, holy cow. Very cute, very nice. What is it, like a teardrop there in the back? Yeah, but I mean, heck yeah, guys. I could freaking rock these anytime. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, and look, very spandexy, you know. Even the little gap there doesn't, you know, get in the way and all that. Yeah, pretty good. Woo! So yeah, heck yeah, guys. I'll definitely take these any day. So, there's my try-on for you guys. Nice little 10 minutes. But, not probably like 5 of those was pulling them up. So, I definitely am very happy with these guys. I definitely am going to be wearing the daylight out of these for sure. Actually, let me pull them down and see. Yeah, so. Whoa. Hang on, guys. Yep, you guys can see right here is the camel toe. So yeah, heck yeah. And that's right at the area too, so heck yeah. That's really, really good. So I'm very happy that I was able to get these, and then obviously still have to fix my pad here, but I'll fix that here in just a couple minutes. It's like way on the right hand side there. So yeah, so anyhow guys, thanks again for watching my try on. I'll add in this and then we'll see what we'll do for the rest of the day. So talk to you guys later. That's right, happy Honda Day. My Honda is happy right now though, Momo. You know?
I just don't know why you tried to.
We're here for one reason, to help you.
Get that guy off the road. I understand it was like, but
Yes,
do it that way and cause even more damage.
Mimi, that the biggest part of that damage is the damage from the get-go. That $375 windshield versus a what? $30, $40 mirror? Okay? He doesn't have common sense. He needs to have common sense. Okay? And you know where I was. It's not safe to go really fast in the right-hand lane there. Okay? And you have even said yourself, if you're behind a drunk driver, do you try to get in front of him? No. You stay the hell behind him. Okay? You have no idea what the drunk driver is going to do. So that also should have went through his mind too.
You said he was so close to going down over, and you were in the left-hand lane.
I don't know, maybe a quarter, Mimi, it all happened so fast. Maybe a quarter into the right-hand lane or the left-hand lane from the right lane. You know, maybe it was 50-50, I don't know. Okay, but common sense should tell you all those things. No, it wasn't road rage. I mean, road rage is I'm going to get in front of you, I'm going to slam on my brakes, and you're going to run into me at 50 miles an hour into my ass end. That's road rage. You need to maybe re-educate yourself and use the right terminology. No, Mimi, no. No. You don't have the right definition of road rage. Everyone, your girl is here. It's now around 1:50, I think, or maybe 1:30. Let me see. No, 1:52. So I just edited my lunch videos, and I decided that I'm gonna do that and 2 additional goals. So you guys remember in 2024, I was talking about my hammock, right, and do a hammock location. So definitely, you know, do a little bit different. Next year is obviously 50% Lush Life, so that is when we'll actually make the hammock, and we'll maybe do some reading videos in a hammock in the woods. So that'll be really, really fun to have that location. So I'm actually going to work on learning to tie some different knots. And then if I wanted to, if I find a place here, in Pennsylvania that is, I'm sure there is a couple. It's just, you have to do a lot more extensive, um, research and stuff, and get out your snorkel gear and dive down under. But I was thinking, if I get good enough, I can, tie a knot in the tree, and then I can have a tire. I can find a way to get a tire, or I don't need a tire. I can just have, the knot itself and the rope, and then I can use that as like a, like Tarzan, right? Like they do in the new Drop Off. Except here in Pennsylvania, again, you have to do much more research because the water is not clear. You can see to the bottom. Yeah, guys. So unfortunately, you have to do more extensive research and see if you can actually do that. But I will definitely make sure I do that for sure. So I have learned to tie some different knots and use those knots to just, have really cool things that I do. Like maybe there's a big canyon somewhere, right? Again, I'm not going to do it my very first time. But yeah, it's like you just loop it to like a tree, just a little bit behind, and then you can just swing across. Again, guys, not right off the bat. Maybe like in the later parts of the year. I'm not going to break any bones. Guys, this is 2026. It's a super lush life, and we're not breaking any bones. This is an even year, too. I don't break bones in even years. It's crazy how that always is. So, yes, anyhow, enough with that. Learn to tie some knots, and then also do some different community service. So, obviously, I have 2 different trash bags of trash that I want to fill that I see, at different parks and such. So, take and do 2 different trails, 2 different hiking trails, and obviously it's a super lush life, so I mean I can go back to the trail at any time and it'll just be like that, right? It'll be like snapping my fingers, because guys, that's what you do during a super lush life, duh, right? I mean, you go to some places like 7 or 8 and even 9 times. Anyhow, so if there's like a whole bunch of trees and stuff that are down along the trail, I can go ahead and cut those. So do my own kind of little service on that end. And then also, take my tripod with you guys. I also wouldn't mind getting a little small tripod. I have seen those ones before that are, adaptable. So you can like put it on a tree and wrap the legs around a tree. And then that way, then I don't need to carry such a big freaking, tripod with me. So clean up, the trash, clean up 2 different trails, learn to tie some knots, and use those knots for positive things, and then, everyone, your girl is here. I'm back now. It's like 2:43. Yep, 2:43. So a whole nother hour later. I did just get some exercise too and make a really cool collage. So it'll be a 4-part collage here at the end as a way of just saying, welcome to Super Lush Life. It does have weather for the past 3 years, and it's like a 3-part collage with, the top being, 24 and 25, and then the bottom being strictly from this year, 2026 so far, and just a cool realization, since I did talk about how much Pennsylvania matches Florida on certain things. So I want to come on and share that. That'll be here at the end. And then obviously there's a lot more to the title, such as like a cool Georgia, realization, obviously everything that I talked about last night, I don't really know how I would put that in like it wasn't even an insight. It was just sharing a post. But anyhow, guys, so yes, that's obviously also in there. So I'll just include it here at the end, and that'll just kind of like wrap everything up and just also share about the title. Because guys, that is a very good sign that we're not even past day 1, and I can't even come up with titles for my videos because they're just so full of just super lush life, guys. So heck yeah. Oh my god. And I did also just want to come on real quickly and share as well that I hope that my video, or I'm sorry, by the middle of January, I want to have everything 100% ready as far as like my list. So I need to make up my list and have that 100% ready and, you know, taken care of. I did obviously share it, but I'll just share it on here as well. I know I tell you guys often, right, to, you know, make sure you check in with the Instagram because there are some different things on there that aren't on here. I like to keep, you know, that a little bit different, obviously. So, you guys will see I'd have it into 9 days, so that's crazy. But, yeah, I have it into 9 days, so, you know, maybe try to condense it a little bit, into like 7 days and then 2 days in Georgia. Not 9 days. I mean, guys, I mean, you know, obviously my new place of employment is pretty good, you know, and such, but I don't want to, you know, push my luck, you know, so to say. So, and I don't think he would turn into, you know, the sew job, but you just never really know, honestly. So, I'm not really sure, and I don't want to kind of push my luck, so I know he is thankful, and he thanks me, right, for going to other locations, but I don't know, I'm just definitely gonna have to check in, you know, and just keep that in check, and just kind of see how he does. And then if he does keep me lower, then I can kind of bring up, hey, you know, I've noticed I've been a little bit lower. Again, you know, is something going on? Are you not happy? And again, just see how he, you know, that's an instance where you do ask. You don't necessarily try to test from the first time. Duh, right? That's just you taking it way too far, which would be me taking it way too far. You don't try to test, you know, on those times. But anyhow, guys, I'll definitely go ahead here, add this in, and get going. And I'll talk to everyone tomorrow. But guys, this has been a fantastic start to a super life, guys. Doing it all night, all summer, all year. Guys, this is so fun already. Alright, guys, I'll talk to you guys later.